Hello everyone, and welcome to another fresh topic in JavaScript. So we are going to be starting with JavaScript sets in this series. So we'll be talking about sets in JavaScript. For a quick refresher, in traditional mathematics, there is an aspect called sets where you talked about how numbers can be collected, how they can be joined together, how common numbers can be refactored, how what is common for both elements can be put together. So all the instances of what we know in traditional mathematics is the same thing that applies to the concept of sets in JavaScript. And we are going to take a look at each of these critically one after the other as we continue in this topic. So what exactly is a set in JavaScript? A JavaScript set is a collection of unique values. So when you say something is unique, it means that a single value, even though if it appears twice, will only be counted as one because of the fact that it has to be unique. So that's the meaning of what a unique value is. Now, each value can only occur once in a set. So, which means that even if you have duplicate of a value, JavaScript will see it as one. The values can be of any type, primitive values or objects. By now you know what a primitive values are and what an object are in JavaScript. So the value can be any of those. Now, how do you create a set? You can create a set, JavaScript set by passing an array to new set. That's one way. And you can create an empty set and use the add method to add values. So you can also create a set and then you can add values to it later, just as the way I demonstrated in the last video where you can make a var variable and then assign values to it later, which the const keyword does not accept, but for var, it can be done like that. So, which means that var can be declared without being initialized, but const does not accept that. So, the same pattern is how you can create an empty set and add values to it later, as we are going to be seeing in this lesson. So you can pass an array to the new set constructor to create a set, and can create a set and add values to it. So let's take a look at the first example, passing an array to the new set constructor. That is going to be the first way of declaring our array. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to make the first example. So once I have an array of letters A to G, now you can see the way it's being declared. You can see that it's being passed in as an array, as an argument inside this the set method, the set constructor. And also take note of the fact that the set is not in small letter. The S here is not like this. So instead, it's a capital letter. So this is my array, as you can see right here on my screen. So I want to get the values and the size of this array. So just going to use the usual document that gets element by ID. I want to pass in a string. It says as letters dot size, which means the size of this set and its value. So now look at this. The set has 7 values. The values are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, when it talks about the fact that it has to be unique value, let's now try to duplicate something. So let's say we have another B this way, and we have B again. Let's see whether to pick them up. Now you can see that the B has not increased. All the 3 B's here are still being counted as 1 because the values of the set has to be, unique, and that is why duplicates are always counted as 1, which is what makes its values to be totally unique. So you can also create a set and then add values, which is the second thing that I talked about, which means that let me take this out. I can make a set like this. letters, and say, okay, make me a new set. Take note of the new keyword. And now I can now begin to add letters. With this way, I can add A, I can add B, and I can add C. And now, having these three, I can decide to display the site just like I did just now. Now, let's take a look at the output. This is too much and not in accordance with what I even want. Yeah. So, recommended get element by hiding. Yeah. The set as just like what I did the other time. Now you can see the set has three values and the values are A, B, C. So this is what is meant by you can create an empty set and use add method to add values. You can see that here this is the add method. We are passing in what you want to add as references. So if you have as many as possible, you just keep passing them in and it will be added to this new set constructor that you can see right here. So you can also create a set and add variables. So you can do that this way. You can create a set and then you add variables to add elements to it. Const letters equals new set. And so how do you add variable? You know the number will create variables. So you can just assign it a value. A equals A. This is what you want to add. So you can see I want to add this and I want to add C as well. So now if you take a look at this that you have here, so these are my variables. Variable 1, variable B, variable C, and these are their values. Now I want to add them to this new set constructor. Then I'll call the name and the add method. Then I pass in my variable name. And that is why we are seeing this here. So you can see letters dot add dot a. So what this is having, this is doing that my array letters, which is my set, sorry, not array set. I'm calling my set name. I am passing in the array method. I am passing each of the variables as an argument into the add method. And now you can see the set has three values. The values are A, B, and C. So these are the two ways through which you can create a set in JavaScript. Passing an array to a new set method, or create an empty set and use add method to add values to it later. Thank you. And in the next lesson, we begin to examine methods of working with sets in JavaScript.